Let's talk grief anniversaries. Grief anniversaries can stir up emotions long after a loss. Hi, my name is Dr. Lori Johnson, and I am a reproductive mental health therapist who specializes in infertility and pregnancy loss. There are a few things that I want you to know about grief anniversaries in particular. These aren't just dates on a calendar, because for many people, this is where your heart and your body remember something that was utterly devastating. And if you're like me, sometimes when you're a little further along in your grief journey, you can sometimes forget. And I was noticing a couple of weeks ago that I was starting to feel a little funky, didn't really think about it. And that funkiness continued. And then I looked at the date. And this is right around the time when my husband and I got some pretty devastating news about my second pregnancy. This was the pregnancy that led to us having a medical termination and kicked off this pretty intense and complex grief journey. I just want you to know that it's so normal to feel these emotional waves that you might feel sadness or anger and even these physical symptoms of fatigue and anxiety as the day approaches. Like all of that's normal. Or if you're just feeling a little bit heavy like I was, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is when I started to learn that something was really hard, that something happened to Xavier. And what I think you can do during these periods of time to honor, these anniversaries that come up that let us know that we went through something incredibly painful is you can find ways to honor, your baby in a way that makes sense to you. Now, my husband and I typically spend some time reflecting on that time in our lives, in our relationship, and why we made the decision that we did, and talking about what we imagined our life to be like now, and also talk about how we continue to honor him. Or you might choose to honor your baby by lighting a candle or creating some other type of ritual that speaks to you. Or you might do an act of service in honor of the baby that you lost. But I think it's important to remember there's no right or wrong way to grieve. Some years you may want to be quiet, and others you might want community. And what I think is most important is to give yourself permission to honor your baby and honor the day in a way that feels best for you.